to talk about my favorite moments from season 2, episode 4. This will spoil things for the 4th episode. I just was calling him Tom because Bombadil, I don't know if I'm actually saying that correctly. So we have this storyline with Tom and the stranger. I did really, really like this storyline. I do like that even though we're not getting a name of the stranger yet, we're not getting that much closer to who he is, we're at least getting some stakes set of what his purpose is. You are here because you're going to go up against not only the Dark Wizard, but you're also going to go up against Sauron. What I really, really liked about this was, I think the thing that stands out the most is the magic, right? He lights a candle and all the candles light up. I don't know if he just breathes or something, and then the fire kicks out towards him. It was so good. It was kind of like magical touches. I also like the hut that he lived in, and it was very detailed, and I found myself trying to look at all the things in the background because I found it so fascinating. And there's just little things that harken like to the book or back to the movie that are really neat. Like we get to see kind of this version of Old Man Willow where the stranger gets absorbed into the tree. And then we also get to hear the words. He said the thing. We hear Tom say the thing to free him from the tree and to calm from the Ent and to calm the Ent down. And I thought that it was so great. I couldn't wait. I was so happy that he said the words. He said the thing. So I liked a lot of the silliness, some of the magic. I liked that it progressed the story. I found this storyline was very engaging and very progressing. And the stranger would say things that I would say, that I would want to know. I would want to know, who are you? I would want to know, oh, who is that woman that I'm hearing? I would want to understand more about what you're telling me is my job and my responsibility. And I would want to know why it's not yours. How come you know about all these bad things going on, but you have no part in it? So that's what I really liked about this scene is they're asking all the questions I'm thinking and that I want to ask. But we're also seeing kind of these little silly things. One thing I really, really liked is that throughout most of Tom's scenes, he's, before they get in the hut where it kind of becomes a little bit more serious, but he's always sing-songing under his breath. And so I found myself asking, is everything he says a point of magic? Like, is everything he's saying doing something? Because from the moment we see him, he's saying, and a little sing-songy, but he's saying all these things under his breath and they're accomplishing all these things. So it just makes me think, like, even though what he says may sound silly, but is everything done with power? Does everything have magic in it that he's doing? So what I really, really liked about this was that it had me asking more questions about him, and probably questions that won't be answered. But I think that's a great part of the storytelling is like this character is becoming real to you, and then you want to know so much more. So it keeps you engaged and it keeps you watching. So I really loved these scenes. I thought they were great. I hope we get to see more of it. So I think it's really interesting with Galadriel and Elrond, this dynamic, this conflict that comes up because it is clashing with their friendship. Galadriel kind of lost that position of being in charge. Now Elrond's in charge and she doesn't really care for that at all. So we're starting to see this conflict in the relationship of where maybe they would have trusted each other's guidance and wisdom together. But Elrond just can't get past the fact that he sees this ring as like a liability, not a help. And he wants to rely on everything he's learned and studied and the knowledge that he has without trusting that ring. And we can start to see this tension go where as we get closer to danger, we're still having this issue of trust between them, which eventually is just going to put lives at risk because they're not on the same page together. I like that towards the end of the episode, we actually started getting into some action. We started seeing some fight scenes. So it was good to see that we got some action towards the end of the episode. I also like the moment where Elrond called out Galadriel to his men that were still there of like, she's not saving us, she's saving the ring. Hobbits, the stewards, what that looks like. And so I did find that interesting, but I do like the setup of some of these conflicts of things that they have to overcome. So with the Isildur, Arondir, the girl, and the Ent storyline, I really like the conflict that gets set up here. I like that Arondir is suspicious of her from the get-go, questioning why she's saying they should check the northern part. And he knows something's up, and he's seeing things that no one else is seeing quite yet. So I do like this conflict is great, where he calls her out. And instead of allowing her to lie and do half-truths, he just says he saw that fresh wound. He knows that she did that recently, and he knows that she's hiding something, and he's really not giving her that much room to lie about it, but a little bit, so that I think trying to make it clear to Isildur that you don't know who she is. She's lied so much that even in this moment where I have all the proof I can show you that she's lying, she's still going to try and lie. So I did enjoy that conflict. It drove me insane in episode 3, like when she was introduced in those first 3 episodes, like that it sounded like she was saying something, but she wasn't saying anything. So it felt so good for Arondir to like have this moment to call her out. The funniest moment for me is when Isildur is in the mud and Arondir is trying to pull him out, because I literally cannot take this moment seriously at all, because all I'm seeing is Neverending Story with Atreyu. It's like the whole thing where the world's collapsing, the horse is singing in the mud. The whole time I'm just thinking, Atreyu, Atreyu. I'm not even thinking about this show at all. So it was just so distracting, but kind of favorite because it harkened back to a movie I really love that I grew up seeing. So my favorite part, and kind of unexpected, sweet, like relatable, sensitive moment that I really felt for a character was when Arondir was talking with the Entwife and offering his apology, and he's like touching her branches and really connecting with her and like empathizing with her pain. I just was like, I didn't know that in this show I would have this real moment of seeing something beautiful here. And I don't think I've seen that in any other characters by any mean, anything rich or moving me emotionally. But this part, I felt like it really moved me emotionally. It was so sweet and tender. And not only did it save Arondir, Isildur, and the girls' lives, but it also gave this like release of a burden to the Entwife and to the Ent as well, where we see at the end of the episode that they're like holding hands walking away. And it was so beautiful. And the credit to the actor that plays Arondir, like what a phenomenal actor. I thought he did this scene so well. It was such a great scene, performed so well, that it's the thing I like about good shows or like a good movie is it draws you in past seeing someone acting or whatever, or knowing that it's entertainment. It just completely pulls you in. And I loved it. I loved it so much. It didn't feel forced or any of that. So one of my favorite. What were your favorite parts of the episode? Please let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you so much for watching.